Excuse me, you work here, you? Where are your champagnes? Would you like champagne or sparkling wine? Oh no, I want champagne. Are you sure? Yeah, I want champagne. From the Champagne, France, made in the method of champagne. Yeah, I want champagne. It starts at $29.99. Oh no, I'm just gonna make mimosas, so I need the California champagne. Oh, there's no such thing, that's a sparkling wine. But it says champagne on the label. Oh, God, another headache for you that I'm gonna work out right now in this video. Hi, I'm Larry Baker. I am a level 2 certified sommelier and a senior wine and spirit specialist at ABC Fine Wines and Spirits here in Sunrise. I want to end this confusion right around the holiday time. This is part 3 of holiday gift buying. Next week we will do the final push towards New Year's for the actual real champagne. Today I want to talk about sparkling wines and the alternative and what the difference is. First of all, every champagne is a sparkling wine, okay? But not every sparkling wine is a champagne. Champagne is a region. I don't know what region you live in. We're in Broward County, Florida. So whatever region that is in France, the Champagne region, if the sparkling wine doesn't come from that region, it is a French sparkling wine. And there also, everywhere else in the world, including California, it's a sparkling wine, not a champagne if it doesn't come from that region. And they're located in 2 different sections. You got champagne, and then you got sparkling wine. Do you want champagne, sparkling wine, champagne, sparkling wine? It's confusing, right? Okay. Number 1, there's a method that they use in the real Champagne region of France called méthode champenoise. They put the yeast, they ferment with the sugar and the grapes in the bottle, but now, after that's done, they add that juice to the bottle, the fermented wine, and they add more yeast, and they put a bottle cap on it, and for 2.5, 3 years, they do a secondary fermentation in the same bottle that you're buying it in Champagne, France. And that is called méthode champenoise, in the method of champagne. A lot of other countries do it that way as well, and some just go right from the tank to the bottle, which is called Charmat method. They won't have as fine as bubble, but they're still fun to drink, and they're still bubbly, and those sparkling wines. So that's what gives champagne its creaminess, its yeastiness, and it is the very fine bubbles that you'll find in that method. But that's only in Champagne. Remember, you can have an apartment in the Champagne region, but you can't drink a champagne from New York State, California. And I'm begging you, to all you suppliers who sell the brands from California and from New York State and the Finger Lakes region, stop putting the word California champagne. I know the French have sued you. You keep winning because you had ties to the French, but it's confusing the American consumers. I know you're trying to do that to your advantage, but call it sparkling wine and sell it. Call a spade, and call it what it is. If it cracks like a duck, it's a duck, right? So, also flavor profiles, very confusing. All sparkling wines and champagne, when they start out with brut and extra dry, and believe it or not, extra dry is less dry than a brut. So, the reason for that, and it's confusing to a lot of people, a lot of consumers, even people who drink champagne, they always forget that years ago, hundreds of years ago in Champagne, France, they started out with very sweet style. They called that doux, D-O-U-X, doux. You very rarely see a doux out on the market, but extremely sweet, almost as sweet as Asti Spumante or Moscato, okay? Then they decided to take some of that sugar out, and they called that demi-sec. That means semi-sweet. Then they took a little bit more sugar out, and they called that dry. But dry is really still sweet, just a little bit less sweet than what they call demi-sec. Then they took almost all the sugar out, and they went one step further backwards and called it extra dry. Then they took almost completely no sugar at all, and they called that brut. And there's extra brut that has zero sugar, but you very rarely find an extra brut. So understand that backwards, the opposite of what you think. If it's extra dry, it's going the other way, not the opposite of what you think. Is going to be less dry than brut, okay? And here we go. So, this one is Treveri Cellars. They're from Washington State. It says Blanc de Blanc. That means the white of the white grape, just like used in champagne. It's 100% Chardonnay, very small production. And it says on the label, méthode champenoise. Méthode champenoise, made in the method of champagne. So that is double fermentation, and yet it's a Washington State, nowhere do they call this a champagne. Thank you, Treveri Cellars. They're calling this a sparkling wine. Only 1,500 cases produced. It's a direct-to-you product, fabulous product at ABC, and it'll taste just like a Blanc de Blanc champagne, and it's only 1,500 cases and $14 on sale, $14.99 at ABC. So, Falborg makes a couple of wines here. They make these gold bottle, Falborg 21, in the south of France. This is 100% Chardonnay. It's going to be hard to see it on the bottle. I'm going to try to show it to you, but it says Brut. Brut means dry. See, but if I take the next one here, which is a sparkling Shiraz here, and I turn the bottle around, it's going to say dry. If you heard me in the beginning, replay it if you have to. Which one's drier? That's right, this is almost going to be a little bit sweet because it's dry, and it works in reverse. The Brut, this Chardonnay, is drier than this one. So this is $15.99, this is $16.99. Great sparkling wines from France that are a good alternative to champagne, but they are not champagne, even though they come from France, not the region of Champagne. So you're going to want a sparkling wine. This is labeled as an extra dry. This is Prosecco. The grape is actually called Glera. We've talked about Princess Isabella Colalto in Susquehanna before. This is Prosecco Superiore, which means it has to be 100% Glera grapes. They cannot blend, which in other areas of Italy they can. But extra dry, it does come in a Brut form. Which one's drier? I'm checking you. What? Do I hear you? That's right. This is less dry. The extra dry is slightly a hair nose extra dry. If it said dry, it'd be even more sugar in there, a little bit sweeter. Demi-sec would even be sweeter, you know, so, but they don't do that in the area where Prosecco is made. And this is not made in Méthode Champenoise. Proseccos are made in the Charmat method. You don't get the fine bubbles, but you get a really fun, festive Prosecco's on fire. I don't know of a better one. For $14.99, you get the finest Prosecco that I know, and I don't think there's many importers in the United States except Nadia Galati at Albarella Imports, who sells directly to ABC. It's one of our direct-to-you wonderful Proseccos for gift buying for the holidays, something you're not going to see anywhere else but here. These are Cremants. This is Veuve Embal. This is my Veuve, not your Veuve, but this is my Veuve. And this is from Bourgogne, or Burgundy. This is a Cremant de Bourgogne. Cremants are made in the method of Champenoise, so that means the double fermentation inside this bottle. It's the law in Burgundy to do that. It's made with the same grapes, Pinot Noir and Chardonnay, that you make, or sometimes 100% Pinot Noir, but usually Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. This is a demi-sec. This is a demi-sec. So this is going to be semi-sweet. So if you like demi-sec for $14.99 and you don't want to spend the money of $30 for a champagne, this is a great wine, a great option to buy a Cremant de Burgundy. Okay, Cremant de Bourgogne. I always love Cavas. Cava is a sparkling wine from Spain. Now we have a wine that's always made by law in Spain, in the method of Champenoise, the traditional method of double fermentation. This is a $9.99 bottle of Dominio de la Peseta, which is made from one of the most famous wineries in the Pinedes region of Spain. Totally different grapes than they use in French sparkling wines or French champagne or even in American sparkling wine. They use the big three, the big trio is Macabeo, in case you're interested, Xarel·lo, and Parellada. And sometimes a little Trepat, T-R-E-P-A-T. What's the difference? This is, I tested 150 products with orange juice, makes the best mimosa, and at $9.99, you buy a case at ABC, 10 off 100, one bottle comes in free. Buy multiple cases, save $20 off $200. A great, fun, sparkling wine. I don't know how many people I've turned on to this product, and made in the method of Champenoise with totally different grapes and a heck of a mimosa. The last product I want to talk about is, we've mentioned it on my blog, is from the area in Italy that is called Franciacorta. Franciacorta. This is Contadi Castaldi. Every sommelier talks about Franciacorta. People in Italy talk about Franciacorta. Americans don't, they think it's something you go to the pharmacist and ask for an antibiotic for. Franciacorta is a region in Lombardia in north central Italy, that produces wines in the Method Classico that is exactly as good as any champagne on the market. This is their Brut Dry Rosé, and that is made with the Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. Same thing there, and we have a Brut White. They're $25, $24.99, a direct-to-you product. It's very hard to go anywhere and find Franciacorta, but this is a secret. You can fool anybody that you're drinking a champagne, but you're not. You're drinking Franciacorta, which is technically an Italian sparkling wine made in the method of champagne. I hope that clears it up. So, next time that I ask you the question, do you want champagne or do you want sparkling wine? Champagne or sparkling wine? Remember, every champagne is a sparkling wine, but not every sparkling wine is a champagne, only from that region. I hope that clears it up. So you'll be great when you go to restaurants, retail stores, and ask those questions. You'll say, where are your sparkling wines instead of where are your champagne, unless you want real champagne. So I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. By the time you air this, this will be right before the big week of Christmas holiday, and then there will not be a blog until the day after Christmas, and that'll be going towards New Year's Eve, and we will talk about the options we have here at ABC for the real deal champagne in the right price range and different styles, okay? Until I see you again next time, remember, you can follow me on this blog right by putting your email address. Hit follow me. There's a million ways to contact me directly. You'll get my phone number, etc. And for more information on any of these sparkling wines, not champagnes or champagnes, you can look at www.abcfws.com. Okay? Remember, wine is not for snobs. It's for me, you, everybody out there, and Santa Claus. Don't leave cookies and milk. Leave them a bottle of sparkling wine. See you soon.